Not everyone wants to dress up as an autistic person for Halloween. We're going to be looking at Halloween related TikTok stuff. Apparently some of these are, scary because they're not great. And some of these are like scary cute. Okay, the first one, autism versus Halloween. Let's see.
Hey guys, a few years ago, I did something that really made our Halloween a lot easier. I put a sticker on DJ's costume that said, "I have autism. Please be patient." The response from the neighbors was incredible.
Okay, so this is a mother of an autistic child who is saying that she put a sticker on her autistic child. What did the sticker say?
I put a sticker on DJ's costume that said, "I have autism. Please be patient."
I have autism. Please be patient. What are your thoughts on this? I just feel like there's something quite dehumanizing about sticking a sticker on. Kind of expresses your vulnerabilities to people who are potentially like predators, but like that's on the extreme end. I'm sure most of your neighbors are not crazy predators, but at the same time there's lots of other children going around and it could maybe make you a target for bullying. Like imagine walking into school with a sticker that says, "I have autism, please be patient." Like, is it really necessary? If you were very concerned about how certain neighbors would react, or maybe you wanted certain accommodations for your child, like, oh, that light that you had outside last year, could you agree to turn it off between this time and then we'll come around to your house or something? Like maybe you could discuss things with your neighbors as a parent beforehand, or put something through the door, something that doesn't put a flashing light above someone's head, like othering them. And it didn't mention anything about like, oh, make sure your child is okay with having a sticker on them, because they might not want a sticker on their bloody costume that says, "I have autism." I don't know. Not everyone wants to dress up as an autistic person for Halloween. I'm not a huge fan of that idea, I don't think. So this one is somebody talking in front of a bunch of blue pumpkins.
"What does this autistic man think about using these blue pumpkins as trick-or-treating buckets?" No!
I was gonna say, he sounds very angry. And then he screamed at me and I was like, yes, he is angry.
First of all, it's nobody's business whether someone's child is autistic or not. It doesn't matter whether the child is autistic or not.
So I didn't know about this, but apparently it kind of did the rounds on social media a few years ago, this idea that autistic children should maybe take with them a blue pumpkin, bucket to get their trick-or-treat sweets or candy, as Americans would say, or lollies, as Australians would say. I haven't forgot about you, Australians. It's so weird to us because we just call lollipops lollies. Do Americans say lollipops as well? I don't know. Anyway, that's not what this is about. I think one mom just posted on social media similar to the sticker mom, who said, "I think maybe it would be a good idea if we carried around these buckets to signify that this child is autistic, and people at the door should maybe not expect them to speak, to say trick or treat, to say please or thank you, maybe be very shy, to maybe be older than the age you might expect someone to be when they're trick-or-treating." One of the main things I think is like, are there not going to be a lot of autistic children who are like, "I don't want a blue pumpkin," because I mean, that blue is like ugly. It's not the nicest blue color. There's going to be a lot of autistic children like, I don't know if you've noticed, but pumpkins are orange. Also, just I don't know if it would do that much because I don't think a lot of people would know about it. I feel like you'd already have to be within like the autism awareness, autism moms kind of community to have even heard about this anyway, so I don't know what the impact would actually be. I don't know. It just feels like it really shouldn't be necessary, but then at the same time, I suppose we don't live in some sort of utopia, but I just find it frustrating that there's a lot of people who take any sort of like not behaving exactly as you think you were brought up to be the right way to behave as being naughty or misbehaving or rude or disrespectful, and not considering any other factors that could be involved. I was, not diagnosed when I was a child. I was just probably seen as really shy. I usually went with my cousins and stuff. I probably mouthed the words trick or treat and like hung in the back, like a bit scared of like who was gonna open the door and is there a dog? Please no, I hope there's no dog. I don't know. I just think there's probably a lot of really shy children who don't want to say it. And like you told your whole life, don't talk to strangers except today. Today you need to knock on their doors and ask them for things. Like it's weird. It's a weird situation. I always found it pretty fun, but like also a bit scary. Like that's kind of the thrill. Is that not maybe why it's, connected to Halloween? You get dressed up scary and you go and knock on random people's doors. But there are so many reasons why somebody might not want to say trick or treat. I don't think my son has ever, he mumbles it. He barely says it. He barely looks at the person. Half the time it's been like pouring it down with rain. So we've been there like huddled and I've been holding him and he's been like, trick or treat. Children are shy. I don't know. Is it really that big of a deal? My best friend, she had selective mutism and she didn't speak at all when she was at school. I wonder if she would have said trick or treat. I can't remember. If she didn't, it wasn't a huge issue. Someone might be deaf. There might be so many reasons why somebody just, might not be feeling it. They might not say it. Like, I don't know. I hate this like politeness as like the highest level of morality, because you can be a horrible person who is really polite and do all those things that you're supposed to do and look at someone in the eye and whatever and speak eloquently at all times, and you could still be a crap person, like it just isn't the most important thing. And I just think it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a silly night where you just, go and get some sweets. It's not that deep.
It doesn't matter whether the child is autistic or not. They should still be treated with respect.
Yeah, but I suppose you are knocking on doors of members of the general public. You don't know what you're going to get. But yeah, at the same point, you don't know who's going to open the door. Like, there's a high chance most people are not going to understand what the blue pumpkin means, and then your child's just carrying around a pumpkin in the wrong color just for fun. Have you ever seen a blue bucket in the supermarket? This looks like it's in dollars. I've never seen one, but I'm gonna have a look and I'll let you know.
If for some reason the autistic child is trick-or-treating by themselves and a predator knows what these pumpkins represent and sees that child by themselves, that is dangerous. Autistic people like myself aren't looking to be treated differently than anybody else. And we're not looking to be treated like babies. This is a sign that we're labeled as less than.
I don't know if it necessarily implies less than, it just implies othered. Like, oh, watch out for this one. You need to be careful of this one. But I think from a lot of the parents' perspective, it probably comes from a place of like, I want people and strangers to be nice to my child, which, it's hard when you have a child putting them out into the world, particularly, if they don't communicate in the way most people see as polite. There were certainly times where I got myself in trouble because I didn't communicate the way adults expected me to, and they didn't understand me.
And the whole color blue with autism was started by Autism Speaks, which is not good.
I think I've seen like 3-4 years ago, Autism Speaks did share a post about the pumpkins, but I've never seen anything specifically on their website. Kind of encourage people to use the blue pumpkins, but I think they do kind of have things about like, consider using this sticker with like puzzle piece and a pumpkin that your child can wear, things like that.
This is not a good idea, man. On top of that, it's nobody's business whether your child is autistic or not.
I just think always try and respect your child and respect their wishes and whether they would like to disclose or not. And don't use autism as an excuse to dehumanize somebody. There are videos of children having meltdowns uploaded by their parents, and there are just videos of parents complaining and ranting about how difficult it is to take care of their autistic child. You should be careful. That child is a person, of course. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but it kind of feels like you have to say that sometimes. And I don't think people should be sharing their children on social media, really, full stop. But you certainly don't want to be sharing low moments and embarrassing moments, because all of this is going to be online forever. I understand that parenting can be hard, but like, you don't have to plaster it all over the internet. Vent about it in a private group if you really have to, and keep your child anonymous. Okay, so some people display teal pumpkins apparently to indicate that their house is food allergen friendly. Teal Pumpkin Project was first started in 2014 by Food Allergy Research and Education. What did the teal pumpkins look like though? Because is that not going to look quite similar to the autism awareness? And then you're going to be like, is it the tism or is it the allergies? It's just kind of confusing people. The ones that I've seen are quite a dark colored blue though, the autism pumpkins. Would you even see them in the dark? And like, sometimes you're wearing a cloak or something, you're under your sheet, you're a ghost, your bucket might be like kind of tucked under the folds of your costume. I don't know. Can I please inspect your buckets? Young sir, young madam, can I please inspect your buckets to check which color they are before I give you your sweet old glow stick? And then some parents want to spread awareness of autism this Halloween by turning their pumpkins blue, or having blue plastic pumpkin containers. Signifies that a person trick-or-treating might require specific or different needs. I require some needs, please. Autistic people are so different from one another that like, what are we trying to imply? That they may not speak, they may communicate differently, I suppose, is the main one. But there are so many different things, like sensory-wise, they may have a problem. I just think it needs to be more individualized to the specific child. If they want to trick-or-treat, but there's a big thing that they have a problem with, maybe try and solve that specific problem, rather than just, there's your bucket, go on your way. Everyone will now instinctively know exactly what your specific individual needs are. I don't know, it just seems confusing to me. And imagine if someone's got serious allergies and they turn up with a teal pumpkin, and then somebody's only heard of the autism awareness one, and they assume that they're autistic and they're very nice to the person and whatever, but then they give them, you know, foods containing allergens. You know, you kind of don't want to mix the two up. You want to be clear, because obviously that could be life-threatening for that child. Tell me your trick-or-treating stories. I'm trying to think if I have any. I went around with my cousins, and it wasn't the best area in the world that we went trick-or-treating around, but it was really fun. And this guy opened the door and we said trick-or-treat, and then he said something about how about a trick or something like that. And then it was like he just threw this kind of like fireball onto the floor. And if you've watched my other videos, if you watched the one I posted last week, you'll know I am terrified of fire. Anything fire related. I've never lit a candle in my life. So embarrassing. I could do a gas stove, but I have to like screw up my face. I hate it. It's painful. It was just really weird. And it was like right near my smaller cousin's feet that he threw it, and we were like, is she okay? What has just happened to us? It was really weird. I have no idea what he did. Maybe it's like a really obvious thing that I just didn't know. This is called Halloween Stimboard. Do people know what a Stimboard is? I don't know. It sounds fun. There's music. I don't know if I'll be able to play it. Maybe I can play a little bit of it. It's like, is that candy corn? I don't know. I've never had it. They've got like long, like, I don't know, are they ghost nails? And they're like cracking it. Oh, that's quite a nice sound. It makes you kind of feel like you're biting into it and experiencing the texture as well. Ooh. They're so satisfying, those like wax seal things. I've never done it before. Does anyone have one? That's my favorite one. What the hell was that? I really want it to be edible. It looks really like marshmallowy inside. It looks really good. This is so cool. Oh, that looks like a Lush bath bomb. Big fan of Lush. Oh, they got a pumpkin fidget. What do you think of like ASMR and things like that? I can't listen to it because some of the sounds I like, but some of them I don't like because of the misophonia thing, and it can start like giving me a prickling under my skin. So I don't mind it when it's just voice. Some people just have really nice voices and I do enjoy listening to them, but then they'll start doing something like, I don't know, running their fingers along, like scraping something, and it will just be like, get under my skin, and then I can't listen to it. So it just feels like I am too picky about what sounds to listen to. So unless it's going to be one consistent sound or just someone speaking, and then like for some people it just doesn't work for me. Like, I don't know. I remember we had this substitute teacher at school who kind of had an ASMR voice, and it was before I knew what ASMR was, but it definitely gave me like the tingly feeling, and I was like, it's so weird whenever this person speaks, because she just spoke so nicely and softly. I was like, oh, it makes me feel nice. And I just wanted to carry on explaining the task that we had to do because it was just nice to listen to. I was just relaxing. So yeah, when I actually heard about ASMR, I was like, oh, that's what that is. Okay, I get it. Okay, we're crumbling stuff again. I wasn't too sure about that one. That felt a bit messy. I wasn't a fan. It was a bit chalky. I don't know. It wasn't my fave. What is this now? Again, I feel like that one's a bit too messy for me. I feel like that one kind of stresses me out. What is this? This looks hot. I really liked that. I feel like I just kind of could get stuck watching that on a loop if it just goes round and round and round. There's me for the rest of the day. Oops. I feel like we needed some wholesome stimboarding after the pumpkin ethical conundrum. Let's go for some more wholesomeness. And do you know where we find wholesomeness? We find wholesomeness with Cheryl. And I can see we have two Cheryls here to look at. Let's go.
Let's carve a pumpkin together. Am I a pumpkin carving expert?
Okay, I'm actually kind of scared. Oh no. Okay, so if you don't know this, I think it was the second TikTok reaction video I did. It had Cheryl in it making a sandwich. Cheryl's a bit like me. She has a dyspraxia diagnosis. She struggles with making a sandwich. I mean, to be honest, I don't think it turned out too bad in the actual video.
I mean, it wasn't terrible.
I think that's a bit of a masterpiece. I don't know what you think, but yeah, it sparked a bit of debate about like how English people make their sandwiches versus American. A lot of people had strong opinions in the comments. So like, I'm scared to watch Cheryl carving a pumpkin because, I mean, like me, she struggled with cutting that sandwich in half. I've never carved a pumpkin before, have you? I've never done it. Carving and me, like that's not a word that should be anywhere near me. But I mean, Cheryl's being super brave here. Go Cheryl. I really want this to be good.
Carving expert? Definitely not. Do I do it every year? Yes.
That is so brave. I'm kind of in awe. If we are the same in our sandwich struggle, but she is here carving a pumpkin, she's making me feel bad.
Now, someone said if you started from the bottom, it was easier. How do I get it out if I've started here? I don't... Aha!
Okay, she's got a ruler in her hand right now. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe. Success! Hey! Now to get all the insides out. I absolutely hate this bit because it's all sticky and gross. Ugh. TikTok didn't lie to me. That was...
Do you feel like you can smell it and feel it on your hands? Because I do.
way easier. Drawn a design on. I'm now going to start carving. Wish me luck. The eyes are done. Now for the nose. Right, this is the easy one. I cannot mess this up. It's looking good. Right, final part, the mouth. This always takes forever.
That looks pretty amazing. She's doing really well.
And I'm pretty sure I won't be able to pull my arm after it. We're nearly there. It's the moment of truth. Right, wish me luck. Oh, hey! Don't forget to carve yourself a lid. And there you have it, your very own.
I've never heard of like carving a hole in the bottom.
Halloween pumpkin. I hope you all have the best Halloween. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Cheryl's just the most joyful person ever. Just makes me so happy. Call me if you want to be my best friend, because like I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of your work, of your culinary skills. I'm gonna do one more, Cheryl. We're gonna make an autism sensory bottle. We have to make one.
Let's make an autumn sensory bottle.
And that is a really, really orange jumper and I really love it. I've gone with eyes, you know? Try and make eye contact with me now. What are you gonna do?
Together. Or as some people call it, full, which I don't understand, but that's for a different video.
You know one thing? I really hate the word autumnal. I don't know why. It strikes rage into my heart when someone says, oh, it's so autumnal. I don't know why.
I don't know about you, but autumn is by far my favourite season, so I am very excited.
Is autism Is autism your favourite season? Autism is my favourite season. They're really easy to mix up. Is autumn your favourite season? It is nice. It is cozy. I don't really feel like we got much of a summer this year though in the UK. I don't know. I like it when it's been warm and then it has this nice transition. I like having like quite clearly defined seasons, and it didn't really feel like we had that this year. It just felt like it was gloomy and grey.
It's finally here. So I've got my glycerin and water mixture, but you can use just water, and I'm gonna dye it. I'm going for orange. Oh. Give it a shake. The colour is definitely...
I honestly don't know what my favourite seasons. I do appreciate autumn. I like Christmas, but then I wouldn't choose winter as my favourite because like January and February are like depression central. November's not a great month either. Spring is often pretty cold in the UK. It's kind of just like slightly less freezing winter with some flowers sometimes. Probably have to say summer is my favourite, I think. But can be pretty nasty in English houses. They're not built for the heat, so you get really hot. There's obviously no air conditioning and a lot of insulation, and it's just not always a fun time. So basically, I don't know, I have something to complain about at all times of the year.
Matching my jumper. Coincidence? I think not. Anyway, I'm gonna add some leaf confetti to the bottle. And some glitter. And now for the final reveal.
Oh Looked like she had a lot of fun with that shake. Yeah, it's perfect.
Wow, I love it, especially when the leaves like float around. That's so cool. Anyway, have a good day. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, it was like they were floating down, like they were like blowing in the wind and then kind of like, oh, that's really pretty. I really love it. I feel like I should have been making one with her. Maybe I should do that in the future. I'll do like a live stream and make a sensory bottle with me or something. If you would like to see more stuff from me, then I have recently launched a Patreon. It's called the Antisocial Club. And if you join the Antisocial Club before the date on screen, you get a badge with the little antisocial snail on it for free. I'm going to be making 2 exclusive videos. Everybody on every tier will get to access them. Might pick something that I feel like is too controversial to go on the channel, or things that I just don't know how to package in like a YouTube friendly way, but I still think they're interesting and important. But you'll get to vote on which one you want me to do. But I'll leave linked on screen the video introducing it. If you'd rather stay here on YouTube, then that's completely fine. The content on YouTube is not going anywhere. I'm still going to be posting at least once a week. In fact, the hope is that if people join the Patreon, it may be able to support me posting more frequently, and I may be trying that next month. I want to try it very soon and see how viable it is to maybe post 6 times a month. If you want another video that's slightly Halloween themed with me in some sort of headdress, I suppose, headband more like, then you can check out my video I did reacting to the EvilAutism subreddit. There was an autism awareness police car. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Happy October and happy Halloween for in a few weeks' time. But I'll of course see you again before then. Bye! And then I remember some old woman saying like, "Is your hair greasy?" to me. I had like this black shiny wig on. I'd probably got from like Asda, which is UK's version of Walmart. I think it is literally owned by Walmart. So I pulled this wig off because I was like, I have to show her that my hair is not greasy and this is not my real hair. But then I didn't know how to put my wig back on. I don't know what I did for the rest of the night, but like, no, she has to know that my hair is not greasy. I'm not having that.